to show how to build an website for a service company. It could really be for any website or any company, but I'm choosing HVAC because I'm building a basically field service platform. So yeah, so basically this is the prompt I would give it. So this is Bolt.new. I guess I didn't introduce or mention that. And it's by Stack Blitz. So this is the prompt I give. I have a better prompt than this, but just for brevity. Create a Next.js 14 app with app router for HVAC company. Make the nav responsive and in a separate component. Put the footer in a separate component. Put each section in a separate component. Then put strings and contact information in a constants file. I'll go over like why I'm building it like this, or I guess why I gave it those instructions, but we'll just click the arrow button so it can start. And then we'll first initially just build the home page. So yeah, the constants file, it just built that, but the main reason is so we can change the information in just one place instead of looking through the different files and trying to change the address, whatever. We can just stick to the constants file and change it there. So that's one thing. That's a common practice anyways, the best practice. And yeah. And I guess for separate components, basically putting things in a separate component makes it easier to reuse. And then also another added benefit when using this with AI is that it will make less errors. So I think it's okay. I did it better than it usually does, but sometimes it pushes everything to the left. And I've been getting this issue lately about the in the hero. This is called the hero section. So like the first thing you see, this big block. So yeah. So this looks okay, I guess for now. But so yeah, we'll just for this error we could say I can't see the text in the phone button in the hero section because the background and text color are the same. And so yeah, you just talk to it like you would ChatGPT or any LLM. So yeah, it'll show you the changes there. It doesn't look like I still can't see it. You could just give it the color. Make the initial text color black. And really, you can tell it to put the colors in the. That's usually the practice, anyways. Okay. Pick a Unsplash image for the background of the hero. So Unsplash is a platform where people will post their, or artists I could say. Yeah. Basically they'll post their images and you just credit them pretty much. I mean, this image doesn't really match, but you can go to Unsplash and choose your image, or you'll have your own image, of course. And then yeah, so this looks pretty good, but these won't work. So if you click on these services, you'll get 404. So create the service. I usually do it one by one, but we'll just go, yeah, about and contact page.
Close screen door.
And then yeah. So it will create these, and it's still created in the components separate for the most part. I'd like to even break down the service list even more. I guess professionally, we would, it's like, we call it like atomic UI. Basically, you break down even the text fields, they're their own separate input fields, text fields, they're a separate component, and that you just reuse that same component. So the design is uniform across the website. But for this example, it's fine. And for like a website, almost Next.js is almost overkill, but it does give good performance, and um, yeah, it's good for SEO. And we can also add like backend. So they have this connect to Supabase, but they don't support it with Next.js. I believe they support it maybe with Angular and React. So Next.js is it uses React, but yeah, I'm not sure why they don't support it yet. I usually just download the project. Yeah, Supabase, if you don't know, um, is a backend as a service. So basically, it's a database. They let you do edge functions. Any stuff you would do with the server, it's basically a serverless cloud provider, I guess you could say. So they made this plan. I didn't tell it to do any of this, but you could tell it what you want, what you don't want. And another thing that's good for SEO, I guess you want to get your services out there, is to create detail pages. I'll show you that in a minute. Let's check out the other pages first. I'll click about. And so it's running in like dev mode, so it may be slow once you click on each item. And it works that way even if you download the project. But once you actually build it and deploy it, um, it will be faster. So you can't really see these, so we can like tell it to update the colors for those. Even added a meet our team section. Look at the contact page. See that you can click here. I mean, I guess they would know. And you can also like look at the mobile version. Sometimes it doesn't always make this nav friendly, but yeah, this nav mobile friendly, but it's all right for now. I feel like most people would have a good idea if to click this. You can kind of see the outline, but not really. Another thing I like doing is making these clickable, so you can just say, yeah, we'll just start on this, on the contact page. Make the email and phone clickable. So behind the scene, that's just a link. It's an A tag. Mail to for email, TEL for phone. That just makes it clickable. So it open up your native app if you're on your mobile device or any device, I guess, your native app. So I'm on a Mac right now, so it would open up like I can't even think what it's called, the FaceTime, and then it'll open up the Mail app, of course. So you see these are clickable. You even see the link at the bottom left of my screen right here. We can even make these clickable so it gives directions. So make a get directions button. I don't think most people know to click an address if you did make that clickable. So I'll just have a get directions button. You can also add a map. I guess one thing to note is if you add a map, it won't load here, but once you deploy it, it should load. I believe there's an error. Yeah. So you could just, anytime there's an error, that's a good thing we're seeing this because usually not usually, but sometimes you'll catch errors before that. So you just click attempt fix, look at the errors and attempt to fix those. So it looks like it did. And he has the get direction button. It should open in Google. I don't want to open it. It might show my location. Yeah. I don't know if this is clickable. Okay, yeah. Okay, improve the UI of the contact form. You can also add animations. So you can just say add animations, but framer motion is probably going to use framer motion, but if you tell it to use framer motion, it most likely would work better without errors than if it didn't. Okay, it even added services like section. That's cool. This is not actually connected, so you would have to do that on the back end. You can use like Use Basin. It's another platform. You just sign up, copy and paste there. They give you a little builder in there on their platform. Just copy and paste the code. You can really just give it to this. Say, put this code on replace the contact form with this code, and it should work. And yeah, that's just the easy way if you don't want to hire anyone. Or just, sometimes I just remove the contact form entirely. So I don't want to have to do caption and all of that. But yeah, or I'll even do local storage and only let them submit once a day. I'll just check local storage. Of course, they can get around that by clearing the cache, but let's go to the About page. On the About page, the stats color is not stat text visible. Really, I would just say make it white, but or whatever color. Yeah, not visible. Background is dark as well. Make text color white. You really could just say make the stat text color white, but I'd like to give it more context. Sometimes it will help it to prevent making that mistake again. So yeah. So that worked. See these images? They're using like the big images, so you could tell it to use width equals. They have different sizes, but like 800. Really, you would just use your own images and then make them WebP. But yeah, you can't really. You can add stuff here. Like a lot of, so you get a terminal, but a lot of the common commands are disabled, so you can't really just download the image with the command. Or at least last time I tried it, it was disabled. So you either have to upload it to like an cloud storage service and just give it the URLs, or download it and change it there. But yeah. So for services, okay, yeah. Make detail pages for the services. You can really just say that. It should know, but usually if you give it more well, okay, one thing to explain is you're using credits. So I pay for this, but the free plan, so there is a free plan, but you don't have as much credits on the free plan. So you should be able to build this out though, even with the free plan. They give you a pretty good amount of tokens. So they're using APIs like ChatGPT, or it's Open API, but it's ChatGPT's API, Claude's API. They're probably using Claude, honestly. But yeah, and so they get charged by Claude, so they have to charge. But so yeah, now these are clickable. So once we click these, it should go to a detail page. Yeah, it failed, but that looks like a simple issue to fix. I didn't get to see it. Okay, one thing is, so there's a next config, and you have output as an export. So you can either get rid of that, or that's like a quicker fix. But another thing is, static params is what you want anyways. That's the fix they mentioned, and that builds like let me go. So I'm not sure if they put it in a separate. Okay, yeah. So they put it here, but this is good to have anyways. You should always tell it to do this. That gives it like this is not the metadata, but yeah, that just helps it render it faster. But there's also the metadata, and so it's the same thing. So it'll dynamically generate the metadata. So this is good. Of course, this is like local data, but so that data is like in constant. Oh, it failed, but let's look on one. You have to click on it to see it. Um, so it's in local data. All of this data is a list. But if you had it in a database, it's the same thing. You'll basically use this information in the like title. See that shows up Bolt.new. That's just what they have on their website, but it would be Comfort Air Solutions or whatever. I believe it fixed it. Yeah. I mean, we can't see it now because it's not deployed, but I'll deploy this in a second. And so this uses Netlify. I've been using it for a while, like a year now. And yeah, what's cool about this is they'll just give you a link to claim it on your account. So I already had an account, so I don't know if you just have to sign up before they let you sign up if you don't have one yet. But yeah, I don't know. It's cool they have like the schedule service. Yeah, basically call to action buttons to encourage you. But yeah, anyways, on the home page, add framer motion to animate hero section. Oh, really? You can just, it's separate anyway, so as long as you add it to hero section, it will know. You don't have to specify the page because the component is separate from the page anyways. Even though it uses the the home page uses the so this is the main page. So the home page uses hero, but it's separate. So I don't even know what the issue is, so we'll just attempt. Well, I guess they didn't install it correctly. So we'll look at that in a minute. Honestly, this looks like too much. It installed too much. They probably have this for like the contact form that gives like pop-up notifications. But it looks good now, so we'll see. But it messed up the. Oh, I didn't mean to refresh. They have a refresh button here. I could have pressed, but oh well. I was doing that just to show the animation. I'm used to doing that because I really don't use this as much. You see the small animation. You can animate it even more as you scroll up. Animate these to pop up or fade in or something. I don't know. The same animation. Text color was changed again. I like to do that just to see if it knows that it made a mistake, but make it. I won't even say it. I didn't mention what it was. Changed again. I think it knew it though. For hero call button. I don't know. I didn't even write that all correctly, but I could have wrote that way better. Make the text color of the button black. But yeah, it's good to specify as much information. Well, if you specify too much, it might mess up. But hero is still white. Text color. Make it black. Or does it make it the same color? I don't know. Yeah, sometimes it's like, yeah, when it gets to that point, that's when I usually download it and just uh, use like the AI IDEs from that point. Yeah, this looks good, so we'll just deploy it. And it gives a random URL, but you can also hook up your domain. It's pretty simple. They have something that says, I don't want to jump Let me think. I can go ahead and do it just to show it. Because I can just cut it out the video if I need to. But I'll just show you how to add your domain. So they give you this claim URL. So first we can just look at it here. So you see it's here. So you can use this, share this with anybody. You see they give a random. I wonder if you could specify the URL before you deploy it. I know you can ask it to redeploy and everything in the chat. So I had to do that before. But yeah, see, it's fast. But you actually, it's built and it's online, it's fast. But yeah. But you can claim it here, so I'll show you how to. I hope it doesn't show. I'll just cut it out if it shows. Okay, add projects to Netlify dashboard. Here. And then, yeah, so there's domain management. So from here, you can change the name to, I don't even know what that name was. So, Comfort Air Solutions. And that's just a better until you get the domain set up. We're just simple. I just use Namecheap. They are cheaper, but that's not the reason I use it. They just have better support. The DNS, everything is faster. Yeah, pretty much everything works just way better. I know everybody uses GoDaddy because they market well. Yeah, and so now if we use this just to show it, uses Comfort Air Solutions and more. Let's see. Yep. Okay, and then what else was I going to show? Okay, add domain. So let's say you already have it. If you, I don't know if somebody has this already. But yeah, it's already registered, but let's say it's not. I'll go ahead and show. I'm going to delete this probably anyway. So you just click add domain and then it will show awaiting something after it checks the status. Yeah. You click those awaiting external things, links. And so first you have to add an alias. So this is what you'll add to the DNS of your domain registrar. So really it's just, really you just need to copy this. So there's an option to add A records, text records, alias, things like that. So you'll choose alias, and what they mean by that, you can either put this, but another common thing, you could just use @ So just to clarify, just use that instead. But you'll copy this as like the value, or you can do it this way. This is a fallback, so I'll go with this. And then that's just for comfortairsolution.com. But another common subdomain is www. People just expect that, so you copy this, and it's the URL you have. I mean, you could just copy it anyways, but it's so. Thing is, if you change this URL that I showed earlier, it will mess up the www. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. Yeah, I'll mess up your www subdomain. So same thing, you would copy this as the value, and instead of alias, instead of @ you'd do www, and you'll choose CNAME instead of alias. So yeah, and that's all really. I don't know if I missed anything, but if anybody has follow-up questions, I'll just make another video or something. So yeah, and I'll answer like the comments. So yep, see y'all. Thanks.